The question that I want to answer today that I got given by a client a few years back was, how do I innovate if I don't have any time? And it's kind of a tough one. I mean, the reality is we've got such little time available to us. We've got so many things on our plate and we've got so many things to do. And how on earth am I going to find the time to innovate? So picture if you can, it's 2015 or so, and I'm in a hotel in Asia somewhere working with an amazing hospitality group. And we've got all these general managers from all around Asia looking at ways they can improve their business and their hotels. And as I'm doing this session there, things are going really well. I'm at the end of a 2-day workshop. They've been creating great innovation strategies. And just when I'm packing up, looking forward to going out and having a hard-earned, deserved beer, one of the general managers comes up and says, "Hey, Nils, have you got a moment?" And I thought, oh, no, here we go. Sure. I put it on my best face and go, okay, I'll just get through the question. And so the general manager asked me a little bit of a question. He said, "Look, I don't know if you know, but we're actually struggling to get some sales at the moment." Now, a little bit of context. This guy was the general manager of one of their brand new hotels. So it was kind of like, wow, he didn't mention that in the last 2 days of the workshop. And I could probably imagine why, because his neck might have been on the line if he said, "Hey, look, we've got this brand new hotel and our sales aren't doing well." After I did a little bit more digging, I found out that one of the things that was happening was that they didn't have a marketing team. Crazy, right? For a big company like that. But anyway, I said, "Okay, so what do you do in terms of marketing or in sales?" He said, "Well, we have a sales team and we get together every Friday to look at ways that we can generate more sales." I thought, Now, knowing that this is a general manager, so when you're a general manager of a big hotel, you've got a lot of things on your plate. You don't have a lot of time, and he's got to do his best to, I guess, generate marketing ideas from people who aren't marketers, they're salespeople. So I said, "Here's what you're going to do. The next time you have your Friday sales meeting, I want you to write up on the whiteboard this one question. What's the best piece of marketing or advertising that's grabbed your attention outside of the world of hospitality and hotels?" And he goes, "What? That's it?" I said, "Yes." And then once they start to share that, I want you to ask them, how can you adapt those ideas to your hotel and promoting that? So anyway, he went off to the next meeting and wrote that question up on the whiteboard. And at first, his sales team were a little bit flummoxed. They were like, "What? I don't know how I'm going to answer this." But they started to share some ideas. I said, "Oh, I saw this great billboard when I was driving into work today." Or someone said, "Oh, I saw something really cool on YouTube." And then when he started to say, "Okay, so what made it good? What were the attributes? What were those components? And how could we adapt them and apply them to our hotel?" So the first session went kind of okay. They started to have some good ideas. Second meeting, so the next week, he came in, wrote exactly the same question up. This time, probably because the reticular activating system in the part of the brain was starting to fire, people were more aware of some of the commercials and advertisements and advertising and marketing that were happening outside of their world. This time, they found it much, much easier to approach the ideas. But most importantly, they generated some great ideas. Now, I found out all of this, it must have been 12 months after I had run this workshop. I bumped into the GM, and this time it was at their global conference. So it was all of the general managers from all around the world. And he said, "Nils, how you going?" And I could see a smile on his face. I said, "I've got to thank you. That technique that you used, even though it only took 5 minutes, saved me so much time and we had some great ideas." And so he started to elaborate, and he said one of the ideas that they had adapted was from a competition. I think it was a fashion competition where you were to kind of enter in your idea for your favorite outfit. And if they, and what they would do is the designer would stitch together some clothing or an outfit based on your favorite kind of normal type of outfit. And then, that's it, you did it. And so they adapted that idea to come up with the idea that enter this competition with the recipe that you love to cook the most. And the best recipe would then enable you to be invited to have a night at the hotel. You'd be able to stay in this, luxury star hotel, and the Michelin hat chef, which is what they do, it's a very luxurious hotel chain, would cook your meal for you in their own interpretation. And so they partnered up with a radio station to do that. Obviously, the radio station was quite happy to be involved in it, and the promotion went gangbusters. So the end result was that the sales went up, awareness and publicity went through the roof, but most importantly, obviously they were making sales, was that the GM and the team now had a technique that they could use every week that took no longer than 5 minutes or so to generate great ideas. So that one question was something not only changed their culture, but changed their commercial results, enabling them to innovate. And even though it was in the area of marketing, it just shows you it could be applied to any area. And I know that that GM started to apply that same technique with other teams within the hotel, from concierge to the chefs and everything else that you can imagine. So that's it. 5 minute activity that can work really well for you is to ask the question, what's a great invention, product, or service that we've come across recently outside of our industry? And then how can we apply it to ours to create some great commercial growth and success? Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.